Hi, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Crystal Fry. Thank you all for joining me tonight, for spending a little bit of your time with me. If you are joining me live, go ahead and say hello as you come in so that I can say hello back and greet you properly. And if you happen to be watching this in the replay, go ahead and use the hashtag replay and tell me where it is that you are watching from. So tonight, I don't know if you guys can see the topic for what the live is about tonight. Tonight, the show is about what do you want and why do you want it? What do you want and why do you want it? So again, as you are coming in, say hello so that I can say hello back to you. We've got a great show in store for you tonight. And here's the thing, like, how did this come about? Well, I've been thinking a lot about our thoughts, right? I've been having a lot of thoughts about our thoughts and the direct correlation between our thoughts and our reality. And as I've been going through this kind of process of, I've always had the phrase, years and years and years ago, I was a Mary Kay consultant. And one of the big things that I remember learning from a couple of the top sales directors was this whole concept of what you think about, you bring about. And I've heard that in numerous places over the years. I've heard it, really in a lot of different places. What you think about, you bring about. And I never really gave a whole lot of thought to that. Like, oh, yeah, that's really nice to say. And, oh, yeah, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. But the more and more I study thought patterns, the more and more I take a look at how it is that what we're thinking about does, in fact, manifest itself, okay, in one way, shape, or another, I started really kind of thinking about this whole concept of what is it that you want? Now, of course, as I'm having this conversation with myself, that sounds like, Crystal, what do you want? But more importantly than what do you want is the question of why do you want it? For what purpose, right? Why do you want it? And are you training your thoughts? Are you focusing on what it is that you actually want? Have you identified that? Or are you focusing on what you don't have, the lack of what you want? So again, as I was really starting to kind of think about this, it occurred to me that the things, and I've always said, I quote, I don't know if it's a direct quote, but the success principles, right? From Jack Canfield. You are where you are because of the choices you've made or allowed others to make for you, right? That is owning your life. That is owning where you are. That is owning your position. That is not allowing yourself to blame other people for where you are. That's taking responsibility for the fact that good, bad, right, or wrong, you are where you are right now because of the choices that you have made or you have allowed other people to make for you. And for any of you who've been following me for any length of time, you've probably heard me say that on a video before, that you are where you are because of the choices you made or allowed others to make for you. So how does that tie into your thoughts and what do you want and why do you want it? Well, your choices, right? You are where you are because of the choices you've made. Your choices are actions, right? Your actions, and I'm walking this backwards, your actions stem from your habits or how does it go? Your thoughts create an action, actions create habits, habits create choice, or whatever it is. All of those things, your choices stem back to your thoughts and what you are choosing to focus on. Now, remember, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you are focusing on what it is that you want. Eventually, you're going to get it. But let me caution you here, and the reason why the title is tonight, What Do You Want? Why Do You Want It? Because some of us think, and myself included, I'm guilty of this too. Some of us think that we are focusing our thoughts on that which we want, right? The things that we want to achieve, the things that we want to have, the things that we want to see maybe the way that we want to feel, all of those kind of things. We think that we're focusing on what we want, when in actuality, what we're focusing on is the lack of having what we want. I'm going to give you an example. If you say, and I'm going to use money because money is just an easy one. If you say, I want to make more money, however much it is, right? $5, $15, $5 million, whatever it is. I want to make more money. One, I would encourage you to be specific about the amount of money that you want to make, because you can think about, oh, I want to make more money. I want to make more money. I want to make more money. And you can find $1 in your pocket of the jacket that you wore last season. And hey, look at that. You've got more money, right? You weren't specific. You just asked for more money. There you go. Now you have more money. So be specific in that thought. But if you want more money and you are thinking about ways to make money, or, how can you get that money? Any of those things, right? You're focusing on the desire to get more money. That's the right direction to take, right? You want to focus on that thing that you want. How you're focusing on the lack of the thing that you want is by saying things like, or thinking things like, I want more money because I don't have enough, or because if I had more money, then I could do that. Do you see the difference there? Because it comes in that second piece of the thought. I want more money, but, and that's where you're actually not focusing on the thing you want. You're focusing on the lack of it. It's the same thing. This goes across the board. Money is just an easy example, but think about a relationship. Think about a promotion. Think about all kinds of different things. This is applicable to all areas of your life. I want to meet someone special, right? I want to meet someone special, but no one's showing up. That's because you're focused on the fact that no one is showing up. You're not focused on, making sure that you are in the right place, right time, whatever, that you're doing the things that you need to do to find that special someone. So as you're going through and you're examining your thoughts, and I encourage you all to examine your thoughts. What is it that you want? What do you want? Have you taken the time to sit down and actually identify what it is that you want? Do you know? Can you name it? And are you listing out the things that you want, or are you thinking about the things that you don't have? There's a difference there. There is a difference there. Yes, oftentimes what we want are things that we don't have. The difference in the thought process there, though, is, are you focusing on bringing that thing to you, right? Making sure that, again, doing the things that you need to do to put yourself in position to get that thing that you want. Or are you focusing on the fact that you don't have it? Those are two very different things. So as you are contemplating what it is that you want, one, be very clear about it. Two, make sure that you are focusing indeed on what you want, not the lack of it. And the second part of this is, why do you want it? Because that has a lot to do with whether or not your thoughts are going to be in alignment to get you to that thing that you want. If you want to get a promotion, again, I'm full of examples. If you want to get a promotion, and so you start focusing your thoughts that I want to get a promotion, and then your brain will start to find different ways. Your subconscious will start to show you different ways that, you could you could improve your chances. You could maybe take on a new project. You could take on some additional responsibility, whatever. Maybe you just need to up your level of self-confidence and go ask for the promotion. Could be any number of different things. Your subconscious will start helping you out once you start focusing on that thing that you want. Then I want you to ask yourself, why do you want it? Why do I want this promotion? And again, it could be anything. Why do I want this promotion? Make sure that the why for wanting what it is that you want is coming from a place of desire for abundance, not to eliminate lack. I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. Sometimes these things get a little bit cloudy in my mind. Some be like, I understand exactly what it is that I want to say. Like, I understand the concept. Sometimes it doesn't always come out the way that I feel like I want it to. So again, as you are thinking about the things that you want, I want you to take that a step further and ask yourself why you want it. Do you want it because it's in alignment with your purpose? Do you want it because it will make you feel good, like actually feel good, not be a Band-Aid for a deeper issue, but because it would actually bring you joy, because it would actually add to your happiness, because it will actually open up the doors for more options and opportunities for you? See, those kind of whys are coming from a place of fulfillment, a place of abundance, a place of joy. If you want to get promoted because maybe that's your path of, I want to get more money because I don't have enough, that has a very different energy to it. That has a very different thought pattern to it. And it's going to produce a very different result. So that's really as I said earlier in the broadcast, I've been thinking a lot about our thoughts. And as I continue to study, human thought patterns and, all of the different things that make up the incredibly fascinating creatures that we are as human beings, and the connection between mind, body, spirit, all of those different things, how they work in concert together. I've been focusing the last little bit of time here lately on our thoughts and how it is that our thoughts do indeed create our reality. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that, and a lot of people don't like to accept that, and I understand. It's difficult because I've been there. It's difficult to accept responsibility and to be accountable when your life sucks and you realize that you are where you are because of your choices or the choices you've allowed someone else to make. That's not a really easy pill to swallow. I get that. It was a hard one for me to swallow too. I didn't really like the fact that I was responsible for the situation that I was in, that I was responsible for, the way that I felt, the way that I behaved, the way that, my situations, my circumstances, I was responsible for those. I didn't really like that. But the good thing about that is that also, once I was done being kind of mad about that and kind of pouting about that, it opened up my eyes for me to realize that if it was my choices that got me into that situation, then it was also my choices that could get me out of that situation and into a better one, into a place where I actually wanted to be, instead of a place where I was simply accepting what was there. Instead of simply accepting what my current state was, I had the ability to make different choices, to produce a different outcome, to get into a space where I wanted to be, instead of just in a place where I allowed myself to be. So I'm going to wrap up, but I do want you to really take some time to consider, what do you want? Have you written it down yet? Have you really put some thought behind what it is that you want? And if you haven't, so one, do that. Get clear on what it is that you want. But after you figure out what it is that you want, I want you to take it a step further and determine why. Why do you want that? And this is not the same kind of like, what's your why, your reason for doing things. It's in that same vein, it's in that same flow. But when you're talking about specific things that you want, and then you start to look at the why behind it, that will show you whether or not you are approaching that from the place of, from the abundance mentality or the scarcity mentality or lack. Right? Are you looking at that because that is what I want, because it's going to help me grow? It's going to make my life more enjoyable. It's going to, make my life, bring me more joy, all of those things. Or is it because I want that thing because I don't have it and I lack it. So I feel like I need it. So think about that. Okay. That is going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me. Those of you who are here with me live and those of you who are watching in the replay, remember to use the hashtag replay and let me know where you are watching from. And I will see you all again very soon. I always want to say like same bat channel, same bat time, same bat channel. So Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been Friday Night Live, and I am your host, Crystal Fry. Hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you real soon.